Hi guys, in the previous exercise we did reflection on x-axis, y-axis and origin, and we talked about an invariant point. We talked about two successive transformations or reflections and how it can be written as single one. Here in this exercise the only new thing is if I'm reflecting not on a specific axis but on a different line. So let's look at this question. It'll become more clearer when we solve some of them. So let's look at question 1. It says attempt this question on graph paper, plot A 3 2. So let's plot 3 2. This is 3 2. Done. It says take 2 centimeters equal to 1 unit on both the axes. So please read the question carefully. 2 centimeters equal to 1 unit on both the axes. This is what I've done. So A is 3 2 and the next one is 5 4. This is 5. This is 4. Perfect. Next, plot these points. Reflect A and B in the x-axis. So this is A 3 2. Always a good habit to write your coordinate here. So this is 5 4. So this is A and B. Reflect them on the x-axis. So I know when I reflect it on the x-axis, coordinate of the sign of the y coordinate will change. Similarly, if I'm reflecting B also on the x-axis, sign of the y coordinate will change, which means this will become 3 negative 2 and this will become 5 negative 4. Perfect. Let's see what we have to do next. Part 2 says write down the geometrical name of the figure ABB dash A. So here important for you to note that they have given you a sequence in which you are supposed to join. Here it is simple because there are only 4 points. You may end up getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points as well. In fact, this year's board exam you had a shape which had 9 lines. So you need to figure out and read question carefully and figure out what you are joining to what. So this is A dash and this is B dash. I do not have access to a scale on this software, so I'm joining using freehand. You should be joining using a scale. Coordinates of A are 3 comma negative 2. Coordinates of B dash are 5 comma negative 4. Done. So next part, what is the geometrical name? Right, this is a quadrilateral for sure, but here I would remind you that writing a quadrilateral is not enough. Whenever you get a quadrilateral or a triangle, you need to specifically write which type of a triangle: isosceles, right angle isosceles, scalene, equilateral. So those are the names that you will have to give. Here you will have to write maybe trapezium in case you have a special trapezium, isosceles, or you will have to write square, rectangle. So here this is a trapezium. These two lines are parallel, which is A dash is parallel to B dash, and AB is equal to A dash B dash, which means this is a special type of trapezium, which is an isosceles trapezium. Here I repeat, if you need to write for a 3-line figure or a 4-line figure, you will need to specifically write what specific type of quadrilateral it is. Writing quadrilateral will not get you full marks. Next part, measure of angle ABB dash. So since they are saying measure, well, take your protractor and measure it. I have done it on a physical paper. This is 45 degree. You don't need to prove anything. Don't need to draw a diagonal and then say this is draw a perpendicular. Then they say 90 degree. This is 2 units. This is also 2 units. So this is isosceles triangle. That's why this is 45 degree. Don't need to prove anything. Just measure it using a protractor and then we are done. Next, part 5. Not part 5. This is part 3 in your book. The image A double dash of A when A is reflected in the origin. So when A is reflected in the origin, which means if I reflect this in the origin, well, signs of both the x coordinate and the y coordinate will change, which means this will become negative 3, negative 2. This is A double dash, which means this will be plotted here in case I have to plot it. This is negative 3 comma negative 2. Next, parts 4, which is a single transformation that maps A dash to A double dash. So how do I move from A dash to A double dash, which is 3 negative 2 to negative 3 negative 2, which means I am reflecting it on the y axis. which means single transformation is reflection on y-axis, which is basically my. Perfect. Question number 2. Question number 2 says point 30 and negative 10 are invariant points under reflection in line L1. So if you reflect 30 under some reflection, it still remains 30. So they haven't given us the line. And negative 10 is also under the same line remains invariant, which means the value of the y coordinate is not changing. So when does it happen when the line or when the value of y coordinate does not change? Well, it happens when you're reflecting it in the x-axis. So let's plot this, it will become even more clearer. So I have 30 and negative 10. These are the 2 points. I am reflecting it. If I reflect this on the y, it will move here. If I reflect this on y, it will move here. But if I reflect this on the x, which means this is basically on the mirror. So when you keep it on the mirror, well, there is no change in the shape or no change in the position, which means L1 is basically the x-axis. In case they want the equation, then the equation of the line is y is equal to 0. Let's read name or write equations. So in this question, they've specifically said name or write the equation. So here I've written the name, I've also written the equation. In some questions, they may say write the equation. So writing this is important. Next, L2. And L2 is when point 0, negative 3 and 0, 1 are reflected in L2, then they are invariant, which means they remain the same. So the point is 0, negative 3, which is here, and the next is 0, 1. So if they are reflected in the y-axis, they will not go anywhere. So this is basically the y-axis, which means the equation of this is x is equal to 0. Done. Right, let's look at part 2. Part 2 says write down the image of point P34 when reflected in L1. So L1 now is x-axis, which basically mean mx. So when I do mx, the sign of the y coordinate changes, which means p dash will be equal to 3 comma negative 4. Next, same thing with q. Q reflected in L1. So when I reflect it in L1, which is basically reflection on x-axis, my sign of the y coordinate changes, which means negative 2 will change to 2. Next part. Now P and Q are reflected in L2. L2 is my, basically y-axis. So P double dash will be the coordinate of the x will change, the sign of the x will change. So this will become negative 3 comma 4, and here again the sign of x will change, which means this will become 5 comma negative 2. Last part says state or describe a single transformation that turns p dash into p double dash. So p dash is 3 negative 4, and what should I do so that it becomes negative 3 comma 4. So 3 is changing to negative 3 and negative 4 is changing to 4, which means the sign of both of them are changing, which means this is MO, which means reflection in origin. Right. Yeah, that's about it. Next question, question number 4. It says the point negative 2 comma 0 on reflection in a line is mapped to 2 0. I think this part of my screen is hidden, so I'll write this as negative 2 comma 0 changes to 2 comma 0. Perfect. And the point 5 negative 6 changing to negative 5 negative 6. So whenever we have 0, it becomes difficult for us to understand what transformation is happening, because it could be the sign of 0 is changing, but we can't figure out. But let's still see what would it be. So since the sign of x has changed, which means this could be my, because sign of x changes when we reflect in y-axis, or it could also be mo, which means reflection in origin, where the sign of both the coordinates change. Let's look at this second one, which is 5 negative 6 changes to negative 5 negative 6. I think this is a similar question to what we've done in our previous exercise, the last question from the previous exercise. So here 5 becomes negative 5, which means my possible, and negative 6 becomes negative 6, which means y is not changing, only the x is changing, which means this is my, which means it is not mo. What we are doing is reflection in y axis. So mirror line is basically y axis. We are reflecting it in the, let's write it carefully and clearly, this is y axis. They also say and write its equation. So the equation of y axis is x is equal to 0. That's the equation of the y axis. Next, state the coordinates of the image of negative 8 comma negative 5 in the mirror line. So negative 8 comma negative 5 in the mirror line. Mirror line here is my, which is the y axis. So here the sign of the x coordinate will change, which means it will become 8 negative 5. So let's look at these points. 2 0. This was no, not 2 0. Yeah, this is after reflection. So this was negative 2 0, not negative 2 0. Yeah, negative 2 0, and then there's 5 negative 6. So 5 negative 6. So 5 negative 6 became negative 5 negative 6. So this is clearly reflection on y axis. Negative 2 0 became 2 0. Perfect. This is reflection on y axis. Let's look at question number 5. Question number 5 says the point P41 and Q negative 2 4 are reflected in the line y is equal to 3. So let's draw this line first. Y is equal to 3. So this is the y is equal to 3, which means y remains 3 of whatever is the value of x. So whatever is the value of x, y remains 3. So this is another type of question which is there in this chapter, where you're not now reflecting in an axis which is x or y or origin, you're reflecting it on a specific line. So this line for me is y is equal to 3. This is y is equal to 3, and I'm reflecting something on this line. Perfect. So the point 4 1, where is 4 1? 4 1. This is my point 4 1, and this is being reflected in the line y is equal to 3. So if this is my mirror, let's look at where it will be formed. It will be formed at the same position and the same coordinate, but behind the mirror. So this is how far behind in front of the mirror. This is one full box in front of the mirror, right? Half here, half here. So this is one full box in front of the mirror, which means the image will be formed behind the mirror exactly one full box away, which means this will be the reflection of this point P. So this is P41. This will be P dash. Well, let's see what are the coordinates. The coordinates are 4, 5. Yes, coordinates are 4, 5. Done. Let's look at Q. So P dash is 4, 5. Let's look at Q. Q is negative 2, 4. So this is negative 2 and 4. So this is Q negative 2, 4, and this is again being reflected in y is equal to 3. Now it is on the other side of the mirror, which means when I reflect, it will get reflected on this side, which is on the same quadrant, but on this side. So here this is half a box away, which means this reflection will be half a box away. This is Q dash, and this will be negative 2, 2. So this is negative 2, 2. So here we did this on reflection on y is equal to 3. There's something that I would want to talk about it. Notice that the coordinate of the x did not change when I was reflecting on y. Only the y coordinate changed by the distance this and this were away. How far were they? They were 2 units away. 1 and 3, they are 2 units. Similarly, 3 and 5 are 2 units away. So either you can plot it or you can use this method to figure out. Let's look at the second one. Negative 2 did not change, but 4 changed to 2. So which means on the other side. So 4 and 3, the difference is negative 1. So if you subtract 3 minus 4, here I was subtracting 3 minus 1, I got 2. So I got 2, I added 2 here. Here 3 minus 4 is negative 1, which means I added negative 1, which means 3 minus 1 gave me 2. I hope you notice this, which means x coordinate did not change, y coordinate changed by the difference between this point, coordinate of the point and the line. When we do another question, it will become even more clear. Question number 6. A point P is reflected in the line x is equal to 2. So this time we are reflecting it in the line x is equal to 2. So this is the line x is equal to 2. You will draw this using a ruler or a scale basically. I do not have access to a scale on this software. So this is my line x is equal to 2. This is basically the mirror, and I would be reflecting all my points on this mirror. So let's look at what my point is. My point is negative 2, 3. So this is my point P, which is negative 2, 3. Now let's look at reflecting it on this line. Now again, it will be found along the same plane, on the same line, but behind the mirror. So what's the distance here? One full box, which is 4 units, right? 2 units and 2 units. So here it will be formed 4 units away, which will be this point. 2 full boxes, which is the coordinate is 6. Yes, this is 6. This is P dash, and this will be 6, 3. So P dash is 6, 3. I hope you notice it again. Here, when I reflected it on the x is equal to 2, y did not change. Y remained the same, but the value of x changed. How much did it change? The difference between this 2 and negative 2 is 4. So 2 minus negative 2 is equal to 4. So I am subtracting 2, the line and the x coordinate. So that's 4. So this, on the other side, I add 4. This becomes 6. Let's look at one more point. Not a part of your question, but let's look at one more point. So let's say I have a point which is let's say 4, negative 4. Let's name this point Q. 4, negative 4. Where would this point be reflected when I'm reflecting it on the line? Let's call this Q. 4, negative 4 reflecting on x is equal to 2. The coordinate will be, what I get is Q dash. So here it will be reflected behind the mirror because it is, this side is the front. How far is it? 1 box, which means it will be 1 box behind, and this will be Q dash, which is 0, not 0, 4, my mistake, 4, negative 4. Yeah, 0. Sorry, what am I doing? This is 0, 0, negative 4. So this is 0, negative 4. Notice that y did not change and x changed. How much did it change by? If I am doing again x is equal to 2 minus 4. So 2 minus 4 is negative 2. And from here I added negative 2, gave me 0. So this is how I got 0. So you can draw this on a graph. It becomes even more easier. Question number 7. Question 7 says a point AB is reflected in the x-axis to P dash, which is 2, negative 3. So write down the values of A and B. So if I reflect it on x-axis, the coordinate of the y would change, which means this would become A, negative B, which means A, negative B, A is equal to 2, and B is equal to negative B is equal to negative 3, which means B is equal to 3. So my answer is A is equal to 2 and B is equal to 3, and point P is equal to 2, 3. So this is my point P 2, 3. This is my point P 2, 3. Next part says P double dash is the reflection of image of P reflected in the y-axis. So if I were to reflect it in the y-axis, sign of the x coordinate will change, y remains the same. That's about it. Let's look at the last part. It says that find the coordinates of P triple dash when P is reflected in the line parallel to y-axis such that x is equal to 4. Oh, so now you're reflecting it in x is equal to 4, and this line basically is this. You would draw using a scale. I'm drawing using a freehand. You could draw this, you could do this question without the graph as well, but so I am taking the luxury of drawing it as well. So 2, 3. Here I'm reflecting it on this blue mirror. It is 1 unit away, one full box in front of the mirror, which means it'll be one full box behind the mirror. And this is P triple dash. The coordinates of this are 6 comma 3. So 6 comma 3. Again notice y will not change. When you reflect on x is equal to something, y doesn't change, but x changes. How much does it change by? 4 minus 2 is 2, and here you add 4 plus 2 gives you this coordinate. Perfect. Question number 8. Question 8 is point A and B have coordinates 3, 4 and 0, 2. Find the image of A under reflection in x-axis. So 3, 4 when reflected in x-axis will give me coordinate of y will change, which means it become 3 comma negative 4. Next, B dash of B under reflection in the line A dash. So let's plot them first. So my point A is 3 comma 4. Right? So this is point A, 3 comma 4. The reflection of A dash on the x-axis is 3 comma negative 4, which means 3 comma negative 4. This is my line. This is my point A dash, which is 3 comma negative 4. Perfect. Now we are reflecting point B on the line A dash. Let me make this line. So this is basically my mirror now, and I am reflecting B on this. So where is B? B is 0 comma 2. So 0 on the x-axis, 2 on the y-axis. This is my point B, 0 comma 2. Always a good habit to write the coordinate and the name of the point along with where you plot it. Now let's look at it. You reflecting it on line. What's the equation of this line? This is basically x is equal to 3. That's what this line is. So when you reflect it on x, I am not doing it on the graph first. Let's look at if we have to do it without the graph. So when I do it on the x, the value of y will not change, which means y will remain 2 still. And what would happen to the value of x? Well, let's see how far is x from this line. X is equal to 3. It is 3 units away, which means this will be 3 units on the other side. So for me, in my opinion, the answer will be 6. Let's look at the answer. So this is 1 box, 2 box, 3 boxes here, which means this will be 3 boxes away. 1 box, 2 box, 3 box. This is my answer. This is B dash, which is 6 comma 2. Perfect. Let's look at part 3. Part 3 is A double dash is a reflection of A under the y-axis. So when you reflect on the y-axis, the coordinate of the x coordinate changes, the sign of the x coordinate changes, which means this will become negative 3 comma 4. So let's plot A double dash. This is A, this will become negative 3 comma 4. So this is A double dash negative 3 comma 4. Part 4, which is B double dash of B under reflection in the line A double dash. Oh, so now we are looking at reflecting it in this line. Perfect. So we are looking at reflecting B in this line. Now again, what are the coordinates of this line? What's the equation of this line? This line basically is y is equal to 4. How many boxes away on this side? 2 boxes on this side, which means 2 boxes on the other side would be the reflection. This is B double dash. This is basically 0 comma 6. We are reflecting it on the line y is equal to 4. When you reflect it on a line which is y is equal to something, then x does not change. Y changes by 4 minus 2 is 2. So it will be on the other side. So it will be 0 comma 6. Very interesting question where they first want you to plot a line, then reflect it on that. Question number 9. Question number 9 says plot the points 3, 5 and B something on a graph. Use 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. So important to read the question. I have taken 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. I have taken basically 2 centimeters equal to 2, which is the same. Now let's look at the points. Plot the points 3, 5. So this is 3, 5. This is my point A. 3, 5. Next, B -2, -4. B is -2, -4. This is my point B, -2, -4. Next, A dash is the image of A when reflected in the x-axis. So when you reflect A in x-axis, basically mx, the coordinate of the y will change. This will become 3, -5. So let's reflect 3, -5. This would be my point A dash, which is 3, -5. Next, write down the coordinates of A dash and plot it on the graph paper. Done. Part 3. B dash is the image of B when reflected in the y-axis. So now here we are reflecting B dash is the image of B when reflected in the y-axis, followed by reflection in the origin. Oh, so we are doing two things. First, reflection in y-axis, followed by reflection in origin. So when I reflect into the y-axis, coordinate of x will change. This will become 2, -4. When I reflect it on origin, both the coordinates will change, which will become -2, 4. Had I looked at a single transformation, my followed by mo is basically mx, which means only the sign of y coordinate are changing. So this is becoming -2, 4. So this is -2, 4. That's why important to read the question carefully. This is -2, 4. Next, this is also we've done. Write down the coordinates. Done. Write down the geometrical name of the figure A dash, B dash. Now you will join this using scale. I'm using freehand. Again, like I told you, important for you to read the sequence in which they want to be joined. So A dash, B dash. Like I told you in the previous one of these previous questions, if you have a four-sided figure, just writing a quadrilateral won't get you marks. You will have to write which specific type of quadrilateral. Again, B dash and A dash are parallel, so this is clearly a trapezium, and I notice that B dash and A dash B are equal, so this is a special type of trapezium, which is isosceles trapezium. So interesting one. Next, part 5, name two invariant points under reflection in the x-axis. So any point on the x-axis is invariant on this. Let's look at -4, 0. Let's look at -2, 0. So not -4. This is 4, 0, -2, 0. In fact, you can also look at 3, 0. So 2 points would be -2, 0 or 4, 0 or even 3, 0. Doesn't matter. So any point on the x-axis will be invariant on reflection on x-axis. Question number 13. P and Q have coordinated something. P is an invariant when reflected in an axis. So if P is 0, 5, which axis will it be invariant on? Which means it will remain 0, 5. So had I reflected it on x-axis, my y coordinate would have changed to -5. So it doesn't work. If I reflect it on the y-axis, my x coordinate will change to -0, 5, which is basically this. So my is possible. Is mo possible? Mo is not possible because then this will become -0, which is 0, and this will become -5. So we are looking at my. So this is reflection in the y-axis. What do they want me to write? Name the axis. So the axis is y-axis. Let's look at part B. Find the image of Q on reflection in the axis found in A. Oh, so we found this as the y-axis, which means this is my, which means coordinate of x will change or the sign of x will change. So this will be 2, 4. Next, 0k on reflection in the origin is invariant. So when you are reflecting it in the origin, which means 0 remains 0 and k remains k. Well, I know that k should become -k when reflected in origin, which means k is equal to -k, which means what's the only point which is equal to the negative of that point? Yes, that point is 0. So 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, 0, 0 on reflection in origin remains 0, 0. Therefore, K is equal to 0. Perfect. Last part. Question part is write the coordinates of the image of Q obtained by reflecting it in the origin followed by reflecting it in the x-axis. So first origin, then x-axis. Now I can do this as thing, but remember I told you MO followed by MX should give you MY. Let me just directly write the answer. This should be Q dash. Have they given the name? No. So I'm calling it Q dash. What it will change is the coordinate of the x sign of the x-axis. So it should be 2, 4. Let's look at the answer in any case. So if I do O, both the signs will change. This will become 2, -4. When I do X, only the sign of Y will change. So this will become 4. Perfect. Next, question number 15. Using a graph paper, plot point A64. So let's look at this graph, 6 and 4. That's my point A64. Next point plot B, which is 0, 4. So this is 0, 4, which is B. Next, reflect A and B in the origin to get A dash and B dash. So when I reflect it in origin, well, the sign of both of them will change, which means this will become -6, -4, and then this will become 0, -4. So let's plot. A dash will be -6, -4. This is A dash and -6, -4, and B dash will be 0, -4. Good habit to write the coordinates and the name on the graph as well. Next, state the geometrical name for the figure AB, A dash, B dash. So here I said you should be careful on what you're joining. You're joining A, B, A dash, which is here, and B dash. You will use a scale. I do not have access to a scale. That's why you would notice odd lines. Next, these two lines are parallel. These lines are parallel. So these are unequal as well. So this is basically a parallelogram. Next, perimeter. Find the perimeter. Now to find the perimeter, there are two methods. One, take the scale, measure and add. And the next one, distance formula. Now I would look at both of them in just a minute. So let's first take the scale and measure. Now if I measure AB is equal to 6 centimeter. This is one box is 2 centimeter. So this is basically 6 centimeter. Next, if you measure this using a scale when you've drawn it actually, this is 10 centimeter. Since this is equal, this is also 10 centimeter. This is also 6 centimeter. Therefore, perimeter is 2 times 10 plus 6 centimeter, which is 32 centimeter. Yes, that's 32. Now, why did I talk about distance formula? Distance formula though takes slightly longer than the method that I just shared. But let's look at student. This was student 1 who plotted on a graph of the scale that he took on x-axis was, or as scale was 2 centimeter is equal to 2 units on both axes. Right? This is student 1 who's taken the scale as 2 centimeter is equal to 2 units on both axes. And let's see, there's another student, student 2, who's taken 2 centimeter is equal to 1 unit on both axes. So let's see how would the answer differ. Again, let me plot 6, 4. So this is 6 and this is 4. This is A, 6, 4. B is 0, 4. B is 0, 4. Next, B dash is 0, -4. This is B dash 0, -4, and A dash, which is this is A dash, which is -6, -4. Let's join. So now let me join this and these 2 points, and then joining A with B dash and A dash with B. Again, the figure that I get is a parallelogram. That part is correct. But let's look at the last part, which is the perimeter. Now, if you measure this, I would notice that this should be 10 centimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not 10, sorry, 12. This was 6 earlier. So now this will be 12 centimeter. This also is 12 centimeter. You would notice that this answer would be 20 centimeter and this is also 20 centimeter. So the perimeter for this student now would be 2 times 20 plus 12, which is 2 times 32, which is 72. 32 into 2, that's 64, not 72, 64 centimeter. Now whose answer is correct? Well, the answer for both the student is correct, but now since the board is figuring out which student to give the correct marks, because they have not specified the scale in this question. So there could be questions where the scale is not specified and these two students decided to take it differently. That's why I always suggest that whenever you keep this in mind, that if you're giving your answer in centimeter, if you are giving your answer in centimeter, your scale should be 2 centimeter is equal to 2 unit. You should always have, which means 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. That should always be your scale when you're giving your answer in centimeter. But if you're not giving your answer in centimeter, then you can look at units as well, because now the perimeter is double this perimeter. So which is obviously a graph, a parallelogram, single parallelogram that two people are plotting should have the same perimeter. That's why scale is extremely important. Here I would request you to either to use distance formula, though which I am warning you takes slightly longer. But in this case, whenever you're plotting it, unless specified the scale in the question, you should always use the scale as 2 centimeter is equal to 2 units, which is basically 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. Last question of this chapter, question number 17. Use a graph paper for this question. Take 2 centimeters is equal to 1 unit on both the axes. Plot the following points: A 0, 4. So 0, 4, that's my point A. Next, B 2, 3. So this is B 2, 3. That's B. Next, C 1, 1. This is C 1, 1. D 2, 0. D 2, 0. Next, reflect point BCD on the y-axis. So when you reflect B on the y-axis, the x-coordinate will change, which means this will become -2, 3. C will become -1, 1, and D will become -2, 0. Name the points BCD reflectively and plot them as well. So now let's plot -2, 3. Yeah, C will be -1, 1, and D is, this is -1, 1, and D is -2, 0. This is B dash -2, 3. This is C dash -1, 1, and this is D dash -2, 0. Perfect. Join the points A, B, C, D. Oh, they've given a sequence. So A with B, then with C, then with D. Then D dash, which is here. Then C dash, which is here. Then B dash, which is here. And A. So they want us to join it in this order. Okay. So joined. Next, join the points this in order to form the closed figure. We formed the closed figure. Write down the equation of the line about which, if this closed figure obtained is folded, the two parts of the figure exactly coincide. So you will notice that the y-axis is the center of is the line of symmetry. Though symmetry is not in your syllabus this year, but this is basically the line on which, if you fold this, these 2 points will exactly coincide, because basically we've reflected B, C, and D on y-axis. So obviously y-axis is the mirror line, which is the line of symmetry. So the line of symmetry is y-axis, but since in the question they say write down the equation, therefore equation is of the line is for y-axis is x is equal to 0. Perfect. The two parts will coincide. Now in this question they haven't asked for name the shape, but in the last 2 years they've been asking questions where they asked you to name the shape, like we did a previous few more questions. Now some students get confused on the shapes. Now if you notice, I've written use only mathematical shapes. For example, fish, like 2020 math paper in ICSE had the shape was looking like a fish. Now fish is not a mathematical shape. Please do not use such words. Arrow is not a mathematical shape. Please do not use such arrows. Do not use such names. Just to highlight, in case you have a four-sided polygon, you will need to specify what name it is. It could be a rectangle, square, rhombus, trapezium, isosceles trapezium. These are special names, so you will need to give specific and special names, right? If it is a five-sided one, you can call it a pentagon, six-sided hexagon. I have done this with you personally in grade 8. Maybe some of them in grade 7, but I have done this exercise with you in grade 8 for sure. So six-sided one is called a hexagon, seven-sided one is called a heptagon, eight-sided octagon, nine-sided nonagon, 10-sided decagon. If you want to be more specific, you can even write regular or irregular. I hope you remember what regular and irregular is. Regular polygon is a polygon where all sides are equal. Right? So all sides are equal and all internal angles are equal. Obviously, all external angles will be equal as well. Irregular is one where all sides are not equal. So this is the recommended names. Thank you so much. Take care. Be safe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.